Hi, I'm Martin Compton. I've worked with Ben previously when I was at UCL. Currently, I work at KCL. Currently sounds like I'm planning on leaving. I'm not. I'm really enjoying it there. My role isn't specifically or involved in digital accessibility, unlike Ben, who is the expert in the room, really. But I am passionate about it. I've been involved in digital education for a very long time as a sort of side aspect to the work that I do as a faculty developer, educator. My current role is really dominated by all the stuff around generative AI. But I've always been keen to try and operationalize universal design principles to ensure that my resources and my practice is accessible and inclusive as possible. And it's been great to work with Ben because he has that policy framework expertise, that wider knowledge, the in-depth knowledge, the how-to, and in developing the policy guidance at UCL, I learned so much. But I think the reason we work so well together is because I've got this aspect on teacher education, lecturer development, working for a long time on programs like that. And what's always really interesting to me is that you have the same conversations over and over again. People say, I completely understand the legal and the moral duty to do things that are digitally accessible, but. And then there are two things that come after that, usually, sometimes both, sometimes one or the other. One of them is, I don't have time to do this. I just, I really don't. There's so much. It's overwhelming. I can't do it. And the other one is, I really don't know where to start. I don't have the knowledge. And, we have policy documents, we have guidance, there's tons of stuff available online, but it is overwhelming. There is a lot of stuff. So, how do you realize the changes in practice? How do you actually effect change? And that's what kind of brought us together. And the work that we've done and continue to work on is built around the idea that you need to engage people in discussions, get people thinking about the legal responsibility, but also the sort of ethical, moral, values-based responsibility that aligns with inclusive practices that many of us espouse in policies and other documentation. But how well are we realizing that? You only have to go onto social media to see how few people are routinely putting alternative text, so descriptions of their text in their images that they share, even though it's been made so much easier by those platforms now. You often see PowerPoint presentations that don't have alternative text in them as well, even though it's so much easier now than it was a couple of years ago as well. Things like captioning, not having 100% accuracy. I hope that this video has 100% accuracy. How and why have I got time to do all of that? How do I know how to do that? Well, in terms of the time, what I'm doing actually is I'm exploiting a lot of the new technologies that are available. So, for example, if I want alternative text, I will use a large language model to generate that alternative text for me by uploading a picture and getting it to produce it. I personally prefer ChatGPT, but other tools will do the same. If I'm making a video, I will use the AI technologies built in to transcribe it for me, or I might use Microsoft Office online to write a transcript. I might then get it punctuated in ChatGPT. All of these things are about improving accessibility, improving the digital accessibility of documents. And there's so many things that you can do, but if you don't know, you don't know. So being here, being part of that conversation, thinking about what you do already is, I think, something really important. I think as a bare minimum, the 12 things that we suggest are things that we need to look at our own practice around and see how well we're doing are really good markers for at least a baseline of digitally accessible practice. And if you're doing all 12 of those things routinely, fantastic. But if there's even one thing that you don't do routinely, and assuming you think that that works in your context, then why not do that thing from now and build up that portfolio of everyday practice, supporting others, championing the cause, and trying to normalize these kinds of practices that we're talking about. We've had a long time to get on board with this. And my view is that I don't think people are making excuses, but we need to start realizing that there are ways of challenging the time issue and the knowledge issue. And I hope that what Ben talks about today contributes to that. All the very best. I hope you had a good day, and I wish I could have been there, actually. Thank you.